0 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds. My name is Elena and I am 28 years old. I was hurrying to catch the train late in the way that makes your chest tight and your thoughts messy when everything began. The station was loud, metallic, alive, announcements echoing, footsteps slapping against concrete, the sharp smell of oil and coffee mixing in the air. My phone was in my hand, my lifeline, my ticket confirmation glowing on the screen. I was running through the crowd, heart racing, telling myself I could still make it. I didn't notice the moment my fingers loosened. I didn't 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 31 seconds hear it fall. I only felt the sudden horrifying emptiness in my palm. I stopped so fast someone bumped into me. I turned in a circle, panic rising, eyes scanning the ground. That's when I saw it. My phone lying face down near the edge of the platform, just feet from the yellow line. As I stepped toward it, a hand reached down before I could. A thin, wrinkled hand faster than I expected. I froze. The woman who picked it up was old, older than anyone I'd ever spoken to up close at a station like that. Her hair was gray and wild, tucked under a 0 hours, 1 minute, and 3 seconds faded scarf. Her clothes were layered and worn as if they'd been patched 100 times. Her eyes, though, her eyes were sharp, unsettlingly clear. She looked at my phone, then at me, as if she already knew me. She held it out. "You dropped this," she said. Relief flooded me. "Thank you," I breathed, reaching for it. But she didn't let go. Her grip tightened just enough to stop me, and she leaned closer. Her voice dropped low and urgent, cutting through the noise of the station. "Don't board the train," she said. "Go home. Hide in 0 hours, 1 minute, and 37 seconds the closet. Don't ask. You'll understand everything later." For a second, I just stared at her. The words didn't make sense. They didn't belong in my day, in my life. I laughed, a short, nervous sound. "What?" I said. Her eyes didn't soften. If anything, they hardened as if time itself was pressing on her. "I accidentally dropped my phone at the station," she repeated slowly, almost like she was carving the moment into me. "And you were meant to hear this. Don't board the train. Go home, hide." The train horn blasted behind us. The sound 0 hours to minutes and 10 seconds jolted me. People surged forward. My rational mind snapped back into place. This was a stranger, an old woman saying strange things. Stress does that to people, I told myself. I pulled my phone from her hand. "I'm late," I said, forcing a polite smile. "But thanks." She didn't smile back. "I return it to you," she said. "You could still choose." I waved her off, annoyed now, embarrassed that anyone might have heard. I turned toward the train doors just as they began to close. I could still make it. One quick step and I'd be 0 hours to minutes and 42 seconds inside. This whole bizarre interaction already fading into a story I'd laugh about later. But my feet wouldn't move. Something heavy settled in my stomach, cold and irrational. Her words replayed in my head, clear as if she were still standing beside me. "Don't board the train. Go home. Hide in the closet. Don't ask. You'll understand everything later." I stepped back instead. The door slid shut. The train pulled away. Wind whipped my hair across my face as I stood there, staring after it. My heart pounding for reasons I couldn't explain. 0 hours, 3 minutes, and 14 seconds around me. Life went on. No one noticed. No one cared. When I looked back, the woman was gone, swallowed by the crowd as if she'd never existed. I told myself I'd made a stupid decision. I told myself I was being dramatic. I even checked my phone. No missed calls, no alerts, nothing out of place. Still, I left the station. I went home, every step feeling unreal, like I was walking inside someone else's dream. At home, the silence was loud. My apartment felt smaller than usual, shadows stretching too far along the walls. I dropped my 0 hours, 3 minutes, and 45 seconds bag, paced the living room, laughed at myself. "You're looking crazy," I said out loud. "That's what you're doing. and yet my feet carried me down the hallway. I stood in front of my bedroom closet, hand hovering over the handle. The idea was ridiculous, hiding in a closet because of something an old woman said at a train station. My heart hammered anyway. I opened the door and stepped inside, pulling it shut behind me, surrounded by coats and the smell of fabric softener. At home, in the closet, I thought I was looking crazy. Then I 0 hours for minutes and 14 seconds heard it. A sound from outside my apartment door. Slow, deliberate, not a knock, not footsteps passing by. Something else. Something that made my breath catch in my throat as I stood there, frozen in the dark. Finally understanding that missing the train might have been the first right decision I'd made all day. The sound came again, closer this time. Slow and intentional, like someone dragging their fingertips across my front door. I pressed my hand over my mouth inside the closet, terrified my breathing was too loud. My 0 hours for minutes and 45 seconds phone vibrated in my grip and I almost screamed, but it was only the clock ticking forward, reminding me how real this moment was. I stood there surrounded by coats and darkness, replaying everything in my head, hurrying to catch the train. I accidentally dropped my phone at the station. An old gypsy woman returned it to me with the words, "Don't board the train. Go home and hide in the closet. Don't ask. You'll understand everything later." At the time, I had waved her off. Now every word felt carved into my 0 hours 5 minutes and 14 seconds bones. Outside, the sound stopped. Silence pressed in so hard it felt heavier than the noise. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe a neighbor. Maybe my imagination running wild. Then I heard my doorknob turn slowly, carefully, like whoever was on the other side. Didn't want to be heard, but wanted me to know they were there. My heart slammed so violently I thought I might pass out. The lock held, but the handle kept moving. Testing, patient, I pulled my knees to my chest. Shrinking deeper into the closet, thinking about the train I 0 hours 5 minutes and 45 seconds didn't board. The seat I would have been sitting in. The life I would have been living if I had ignored that woman completely. Minutes passed, or maybe seconds. Time lost its meaning until the handle stopped. Footsteps retreated. I waited. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. When silence stretched too long to ignore, I finally stepped out. Legs shaking, phone clutched tight. The apartment looked the same, but it didn't feel the same. Something had been here. Something that knew I was supposed to be gone. My phone buzzed again. This time 0 hours 6 minutes and 18 seconds. It was a breaking news alert. My hands trembled as I read it. Train derailment. Multiple casualties reported. My vision blurred. The train, the one I was rushing to catch, the one I didn't board. I sank to the floor as the reality crashed into me. If I had been on that train, I wouldn't be here reading this. I wouldn't be breathing. I wouldn't be alive. My phone slipped from my fingers, clattering onto the floor. The same phone I had dropped at the station. The same phone that had brought that woman into my life for a moment. 0 hours 6 minutes and 48 seconds that changed everything. Another notification appeared. This one not from the news. An unknown number, a single message. Now you understand. My blood ran cold. I didn't reply. I couldn't. I sat there for hours, lights off, replaying every detail. The woman's eyes, her grip on my phone, the certainty in her voice. She hadn't asked me to believe her. She hadn't begged. She had simply warned me like someone who had already seen the ending. That night, I didn't sleep. Every sound made me flinch, but nothing else came. No 0 hours 7 minutes and 20 seconds footsteps. No door handle. Just silence and the unbearable weight of knowing how close I'd come to dying. Days passed, then weeks. The news cycle moved on, but I didn't. I tried to find her. I went back to the station at the same time of day, walked the same path, watched the same crowds. She was never there. Sometimes I wondered if she had been real at all. But then I would remember the message. The way my door handle moved, the train I didn't board, and I knew some people crossed your path for a reason. Some warnings only come once. 0 hours 7 minutes and 51 seconds. Even now, I still think about that moment. How easily I could have ignored her completely. How close I was to stepping onto that train. How thin the line is between an ordinary day and the end of everything. If this story gave you chills, if it made you pause and think about the moments you brush off as coincidence, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Because some stories aren't just meant to be heard, they're meant to remind you how close fate is. Every single day.